The final Karina challenge I need to make a video on is going to be the full run, which this was actually the third one I did. I uploaded them kind of out of order, because if I'm being honest, I just didn't want to voice over this, 2 hours of footage, which I crammed down to, 46 minutes. It probably was even more than 2 hours of footage, definitely. I don't even know why I estimated that much, but yeah, we crammed it down to about a 46-minute video, and I'm going to show you, all the important stuff to hopefully help you on your run. I didn't upload the full Gods run, because I just didn't want to, and I didn't feel like it was that interesting. I only did the Enchantress fights, but I don't really have much to say about that run anyway, especially since I didn't have Odin. So, yeah, this is going to culminate all of those new Karina challenges, and we're going to be having a lot of fun with Wong today, because as you probably already know, Wong is just by far the best option for this Karina challenge. If you don't have him, it kind of feels bad because of how amazing he is for this stuff. And I am not a Wong player at all, so that probably is going to be better for you. So we are almost learning together. I know the basics of Wong. You want to get all the spells up, you want to refresh them with the SP2 and spam them. And that's kind of all you need to do. He's a pretty simple character. But still, it's not like I've been playing Wong for all my Karina challenge runs, so it'll be a little bit fresher for each of us. And here I'm gonna go for another SP1. If you can't already tell now, my voice is a bit messed up. I've been kind of sick over the Christmas season, unfortunately, but hopefully it doesn't sound that bad. Anyway. We have 4 spells up. We need to get 2 more of the greens and then start getting blues. It looks like I switched to the blue ones, though. I'm not really sure if it mattered. I think this is the only fight where I kind of ramped them up out of order. Usually I just go only orange and then only green and then only blue. Here I just did it a little differently. Either way, it's not a big deal. We're going to go for an SP1 here, and then we're going to get another blue. So we're at 7, and then I'm going to power gain up to my special 2. I should have just charged heavy there. Looks like I'm going to do it there instead, and it's unblockable, so it doesn't matter that she's unstoppable there. If you don't know, Wong's SP2, if he threw it from his unstoppable from his heavy attack, then the SP2 is going to be unblockable. It does have a cooldown on it, but usually that doesn't make too big a deal. So we're going to drop an SP1 here, trigger the regen spell. And for this Titania fight specifically, the goal is to try to not dash back multiple times in a row. Otherwise, she's either going to place weakness debuffs on you or pause her haymaker if it is active. So, the goal is to try to block a bit more hits than normal, which is fine because we have a bunch of willpower. Wong has a bunch of physical resistance too. And then we're just regen any damage that we might take anyway, so blocking doesn't really matter. It's just annoying when we get the weaknesses on us. That's the only annoying part about this fight. So here, you can see we have all the spells ramped. At this point, it's just keeping them, so I just cut through a bunch of the fight, because there's not much to show off about it. And then, this Titania is at 2%. We're going to kill her with this SP2 right here, and that was a solo. I definitely practiced that fight a bit, so it wasn't first attempt, but getting the first fight soloed is pretty cool, especially since I'm not much of a Wong player. And yeah, my Wong is only rank 2 as well, so there's that. Next fight, we're fighting Aarkus. The only real nodes this guy has is that if you trigger Frostbite immunity or Armor Break immunity, one of the two, then he does something. I don't even know what it is, but I don't have any champs on the team who are immune to Armor Break or Frostbite, so it didn't really matter. And especially since Wong is not, who is going to be my main attacker anyway. In this fight, you can just find random openings for your heavy attack because it doesn't really matter. And there I just did 4 hits into the air, and then I still changed my my spell to the green one, which I found pretty funny. I didn't know if that would work, but I kind of had a theory that it would, so I just tried it and ate the hit because I knew I could, and that was pretty funny to find out. So I'm just going to throw a heavy there, eat the hit. It really doesn't matter. Once we get our spells ramped, we're just going to be regenning a crap ton anyway. So I'm just charging my heavy in the middle of his SP1. It just doesn't matter. And he's going to have a bunch of power gain in this fight. so we do just need a good AI, which, you know, that you can't guarantee that kind of thing, but just kind of have to hope for it. And then the fight is pretty easy if he does play ball with you. So, have all of the spells except the blue ones. Gonna quickly ramp up the blue ones, dex the SP1, and then go for the next SP1 there. So now we have 2, and then the third one right here with this SP1, and then of course, as you know what's gonna happen, I'm gonna check to see if I'm recording, because I was paranoid that I wasn't. And then I'm gonna go for an SP2, and then we just spam SP2s the rest of the fight. So, pretty fun. Go for the SP2 here. It does really, really nice damage, of course. And this is just the fight. I'm gonna go ahead and talk over the rest of my team for this run. The rest of my team is going to be Photon, who is going to take 2 fights. I think it's 2, it might be 3. And then Vox, my 7-star rank 2 Vox, and then my 7-star rank, my 7-star rank 2 Vox and my 6-star Vox. I'm running both of them, just because why not? And then, of course, this Aarkus had terrible AI, so he just goes red. So I cut the clip there, and then this is me on the second attempt, all ramped up again. And then the final team slot is my Wiccan. My 7-star rank 1 Wiccan, which is just for Grandmaster Phase 3 with the inverted controls, because I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, here's Wong on the second attempt, all ramped up, starting spam SP2s again. Eat a combo, it literally doesn't matter. And then this Aarkus is down to 6% here. And yeah, so PSA about this run, make sure you have relics on your champions before you go in. Because I didn't realize that my Vox, my 7-star Vox, did not have a relic until I got to Psycho Man. And then I was like, oh, well that sucks. So, yeah, there's that. And then my Wiccan also didn't have a relic, so that made Grandmaster Phase 3 even more painful. So please, please make sure you have your relics before you actually go in. So, next up we're fighting this Omega Sentinel here. You ramp up your spells. She has this funny thing where she can trigger the parry mastery, and then once she goes into her second phase at 70% health, she's going to gain an armor up when she gets hit with a crit. And then you can see there, I triggered the auto block, but if you have max limber, it doesn't matter, because the parry mastery that the defender has here is only rank 1, so it already has like barely any duration on it, and then if you run limber, it's like it's just not there. So if you get parried, it's generally you're just chilling. So it's a little annoying, obviously, but whatever. And then the incinerate that she places from the auto block as well, it doesn't matter because Wong just regens it. So the fight was like so easy. I just like block hits, charge heavy, throw SP2, bait special, repeat. That's the fight. Here, drop my SP2, and then we do a bunch of damage on it, and then I need her to drop a special, which she's gonna do right here. Every time she triggers a buff and I trigger my regen effect, I'm gonna gain Eldritch Energy, and then that just means I have more power gain on the heavy charge, and then she just dies, like that. So, that's the third fight, and not the third solo. Aarkus was just a meanie. So, yeah, we just move on to Airwalker next. Pretty simple fight, which, yeah, it might be sounding repetitive at this point, but I mean, Wong just kinda does that. He just makes these fights like nothing. You just start ramping your spells, you spam the SP2s, and that's it. Let's see, here we have 6 of them. I'm gonna block the specials. You can see I regen everything. You do want to block specials versus Airwalker, because if you don't, he's going to place his Dark Tide on you, and you really just don't want that to be on you. But I mean, with Wong, it really doesn't matter if you get Dark Tide on you. Like there, you saw I got hit by it, and I got Dark Tide. It did nothing. And then here, I accidentally let him get Power Cosmic. He gets that if you don't knock him down, like every 15 seconds. So that was annoying. But you just kind of wait it out, and then I'm just gonna like regen to full again. And here we're at full health. So yeah, these fights just kind of get boring to talk about. But We have one more long fight, and then we start playing different champs. So, that's gonna be cool for once. So, Airwalker down, 7-minute solo. With Deadpooloid was here, and it's just a Vox fight. We're just gonna try to get Vox a little bit of damage for the fight that I want to use him for, and I don't even recognize here that I don't have the relic yet. I still don't know until I go to the fight. Anyway, I'm just letting my degens tick here. I need to whiff attacks, but he won't back up, so that makes it annoying. And then luckily I can do it mid SP1. And then I have 17 degens, and then yeah, they definitely finished the job. So there goes Deadpooloid. We have some extra damage for the Psycho Man fight. I still don't recognize that I don't have a relic, but we'll get to that when we get to that, right? So, alright, Captain Britain, using Guang, of course, reboosting a little bit. These exhaustions don't affect ability power rate, like a lot of exhaustions do. These only hit crit damage, so Wong can just charge heavy as he pleases, as usual. And then, you know, when Betsy triggers buffs, we go unstoppable, we gain a more Eldritch energy, and it's just a really fun time. So, whenever she drops a special attack, I just kind of block the first hit, because I'm going to regen everything anyway, and then play like inverted if I have the inverted controls on me, or don't if I don't have it on me, right? So, you could literally just opt to block every single hit in the special, and that would be it, because it doesn't really matter if you just block the whole hit, every hit, I mean, because you regen it back, or regen the remainder with the SP2. So, that's just a way you could opt to play it if you so chose. You know, she's got so much prowess, so it's gonna do a lot of damage, but the regen's there, and then we just drop the unblockable SP2s. Here's another SP2 incoming, and we block it, except for the last hit, I think, which I just dex, and then here we go. She's dead. No, she's not. One more SP2. Charge heavy, Wong. There we go. And then SP2 into block, actually, because that felt good. And then she dies with a heavy attack. Alright. Finally, we're going to play a different champ. We're playing Photon for this Wiccan fight. So in this fight, we are just going to control Wiccan's healing with Despair. The actual node on Wiccan basically never triggers because it's kind of non-existent. Like, it's maybe like the easiest node in the entire Necropolis. That's not like the one that's on like every single hit fight on the lane, like the personal, like a personal champ node or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean though. Because yeah, this fight, you never trigger Wiccan's thing where like he gains power, he power steals you or whatever. So anyway, with Photon, we want to go for 3 SP3s first, because every time we drop an SP3, we increase the maximum amount of pure light charges that we can have by 5, so we can have 40 at most after we do 3 SP3s. And then, we just want to stay aggressive, keep Despair to mess with his regen, and then never parry, because we definitely do not want Tranquilize on us. As much as Tranquilize is a counter to Photon when she's on defense, it's the same when she's on offense, right? So just, I'd never parry once in this fight. If I do, I do it on accident. And that's fine because of how tanky Photon is. We have energy resist, we have inequity, we are increasing our own block proficiency with our Sig ability, and we have really good block proficiency to begin with, right? So we can just block as much as we please. That's a little bit less so when he gets into the mode where he has like less Necropolis charges and it's red and he has like more attack and block penetration. But still, even then, like, we can still block a lot. And then I think the SP1s are going to be pretty easy for me to dex. I think I mess a couple of them up. But anyway, the way I like to play Photon is to spam SP2s. After, of course, I get all the Necropolis, my Pure Light charges ramped up. I want to spam SP2s to keep the taunt, keep him throwing specials, so we just stay in a rhythm, right? And of course I sped this fight up because it was a 7-minute fight. Because Photon's not really meant to take long fights, right? She just happens to work for them, kind of like Chavez. where she's literally just good for every game mode. That's just kind of Photon as well. So we just keep countering his specials, keep pausing my pure light, keep regen reversing a little bit, and just hitting really hard on our basics, if we're being honest. No really great source of red numbers. If I went for overloads, then I would have some red numbers, but I opted not to do that just for more duration on the taunt. And in hindsight, it might have been worth it to go for a few SP1s every once in a while, maybe like alternate SP1, SP2, just for a little bit more damage. Anyway, I'm messing up a little bit here. Like you can see, I have that flame spell stuck on me, which I don't have any access to willpower from it because it's a passive. So even with my inequity and energy resist, it still kind of hurts a little bit, but we lived. And then my pure light runs out, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. But we still hit pretty hard with the energy vulnerabilities. We still do some damage in heal reversal via the Petrify. And then I just enter it manually by holding block, and then relic, and then one combo. And that finishes Wiccan off. So I was pretty proud of that fight. I wasn't going into it expecting a solo. I knew Wong could also do it. You just have to, like, not let Wiccan drop an SP1 if you do it with Wong. Just don't let him throw an SP1 ever for the regen. But that was the more fun way, honestly, after 5 straight Wong fights. So next up, we're fighting Psycho Man, and we're fighting him with Vox, my 7-star first, and then I'm going to use the 6-star. In this fight, Psycho Man's going to give you challenges. The challenges include perform a heavy, throw a special, and block a hit, maybe? Yeah, I think it's block a hit. And then you just want to complete the challenges, or else he's going to do damage to you. So, drop a special there, and then I don't take damage. And then I need to charge a heavy next, and then I'm going to do it not... What the heck was I doing there? Okay. Well, I performed a heavy into the air, but luckily it was okay. So, Vox... This fight's weird because, like, sometimes it's okay to drop... Oh my gosh, dude, that one was blocked as well. I'm so bad at this game. So, basically with Vox, the concussions matter in some ways, because gaining corrupted buffs, they have increased ability accuracy, so the concussion's never going to matter when gaining your buffs. But placing the degens, it is going to be affected a little bit. So, you know, dropping SP1s into... the yellow one can sometimes make the degens not trigger. Sometimes. It's weird how it works. I don't entirely understand his ability accuracy increase, if I'm being entirely honest with you. But that's, like, to my understanding, but it just doesn't always make sense. And I don't even think I played Vox very well. Like, I know Vox solos some of these Necro fights, like, relatively easily. Maybe it's just because I wasn't running a relic. I mean, if I'm being honest, that's probably it. Like, just me not running a relic made this much more painful of a fight. Either way, you're gonna see how it goes. I'm running it at full speed. I mean, not full speed. I can't talk. Double speed. That's the word I'm looking for. Running it at double speed because I wanted to show the full fight instead of clipping it up, but it also is like a 7-minute fight, and I don't want to talk over this whole thing. So, Psycho Man's SP2 is pretty easy to dex. His SP1's pretty easy to dex. You just might need to, like, practice it first. So do that. I'm sure you have some Psycho Man in your roster you can just do practice mode against. And then, yeah, we get those degens back into buffs. And then we dex the special ones a lot, charge heavy, did that, drop special, done that there. Tranquilize, hit the degens a little bit, because it's annoying, but it's whatever. Catch him with my SP2 there, so did some degen damage. And here I'm like, wait, is this solo actually possible? Like, I'm doing better than I was earlier in the fight. The root actually helps, because it allows me to counter his SP1. Like, genuinely, it's so much better when rooted, if I'm being honest, now that I know the dex is, because I can counter his SP1 whenever I feel like. So, anyway, gonna bring the degens back to intensifies, hit him a bunch, and 20 necro charges are left. He's at 32%. I'm like, you know what, this is possible for me to solo. I'm not expecting to at this point. And then there he just triggered hit block a bunch of times. Now he's at 20%. We're getting really close, but so's the Necro charge timer. And here I'm like, I'll probably be able to manage during the phase where he's power gaining and stuff and he's unblockable. And then I'm just gonna do something that's gonna kill me. Get those Degens back. Oh yeah, he did a cheap light attack. That's like one of my least favorite AI things, where they just like walk up to you and do a light attack when you're not expecting them to throw it, and it's just too quick for you to react. But anyway, the 6-star Vox finishes him off right there, and that's Psycho Man. So we're halfway through this challenge, and guess what's next? It's another Wong fight. So I think I don't show much about this one. Okay, so interesting thing about this APOC fight. First, I'll talk about the whole path node. Whenever they dash forward, they go indestructible. If your Wong is awakened, he's gonna automatically nullify that via the Sig ability, unless he's fighting a Science Champion. So that's literally nothing if you're playing a duped Wong. If you're not, it's probably more annoying, but you can manage it, right? And then the APOC's actual nodes are bugged. Basically, he is going to gain his prowess and his APOC charges every once in a while, and then you remove them by doing 6 lights, 4 mediums, and 2 heavies. Except the light attack ones, and maybe the medium ones too, like, never go away. Unless it's a visual bug. It might be a visual bug. I don't know. I just know that, like, that 6 has... That 6, you can see, with the green icon, that never went down the entire fight. And I was for sure using light attacks. I'm pretty sure it's bugged. But that's okay, because Wong doesn't care. He just drops specials and wins anyway. You don't even need to worry about him being stun immune. So next up, we're fighting this Deadpooloid, which, for some reason, has like a safeguard mechanic, it looks like. I don't know why I'm doing so little damage for him. I like read his abilities after this. I'm like, why am I doing so little damage versus this guy? And I still can't figure it out. But it's literally like he has some kind of safeguard. Oh, wait. Wait, it literally just popped in my head. It's because of the whole Necropolis gimmick, where they all have safeguards. I'm really dumb. That just now entered my mind as to why that was happening. Like, I just realized that that's because of the Necropolis thing. The entire time in the fight, I'm like, wait, why is my damage all capped? It's because it's a percentage based of the health and not, like, a specific number. I don't know why they didn't make it a specific number. That feels weird. Anyway, we're fighting Tigra now. This Tigra fight with Photon is, like, really easy. It's also probably pretty easy with Wong, if I had to guess. You probably just, like, don't want Tigra to use her SP1s that much, because the way this fight works is that when Tigra has her senses, she's gonna get secondary effects. The orange one lets her place ruptures into your block. The blue one means your light attacks have a chance to miss. And so Photon doesn't care about the miss, usually at least. Because when she's in pure light form, she doesn't miss. When she's not in pure light form, her mediums still never miss. So, yeah, you really don't care about that when you're Photon. And then there's this really cool regen passive on Photon's SP3. If you throw it with 20 or more charges, you get a regen passive, and it's paused when you're striking the opponent, which is really awesome. So, yeah, so I'm gonna let Tigra throw her SP1s on this fight, because I want to pause my form, obviously, and it really doesn't matter that much if she does. So, I went into Pure Light with 35 charges max instead of 40, which isn't going to make that big a difference, obviously, because it's like 1 more Fury and 5 more charges of, like, duration. So, who cares? I doubt I'm able to finish her in 1 Pure Light cycle, but we just do so much damage that it's, like, okay if we just have to deal with that. And then, yeah, Miss Failed keeps triggering like that, so Photon's just really, really good for this fight. This is going to be a solo. Spoiler alert. Pretty easy one, if I'm being entirely honest. I, like, took some hits at the start of the fight, and that was just kind of it. So, yeah, she's down half health now. We haven't even hit the second phase of the Necropolis charges. She just throws her SP2 into my untouchable. I'm like, oh, great, that's cool. I don't have to worry about dexing it, which, you know, I don't need to worry about dexing it to begin with, but, like, when she's rooted, then I need to worry about dexing it. Because that thing is not the easiest thing to dex when you're rooted, as you probably know. So, I'm at 2 charges left, and I'm like, oh, well, guess I'm gonna have to get more of those. That's fine. I probably should have saved, well, I could have saved my SP3 for when I had 20 charges to get another regen passive. Maybe it was better to just get the taunt up. I don't really know. Here I'm just dropping power, and then I somehow get the rooted dex, like, perfect, which I don't know how to do that, so I just kind of got lucky, I guess. And then I think I just stick to baiting SP1s from here, which she's inclined to do because of the taunt, of course. And then, yeah, she's just kind of locked down into throwing SP1s. I'm locked down into throwing SP2s. Like, not much has changed in the fight with the Necropolis charges shifting. It's kind of chill still. So, SP1, counter, relic here. Then I'm gonna combo again. Then she's gonna drop her special 1 again. Then I'm going to drop my SP2 again. I have a lot of energy vulnerabilities up too, which is just keeping my damage on my basics super high. The suppressions are keeping her special attacks at bay enough to where I'm not, like, at risk of pushing her SP2 more often than I would like, which granted is never, but throw the SP1 there, and then I'm going to kill her with a heavy attack, and that's another photon solo, which I think is really cool. I'm really glad I got to use her a good bit this run. I really like using Photon, and I just didn't expect her to be soloing Necro fights. So yeah, that was a really nice surprise. So, this Hercules fight is my least favorite fight in the entire run. I hate this guy. Basically, he's gonna gain protections in 3 different ways. Well, no. Scratch that. Ignore what I just said. He's gonna gain protections after his special attacks. I remove them in 3 different ways. The first way is by knocking him down with my heavy. The second way is interrupting his heavy with any hit that isn't my heavy. The third is intercepting him, which is just like countering his medium attack. So, what I need to do is just counter his special attacks with my heavy, and then he's just going to lose protection, right? And I'm wrong, I lied to you again. It's actually after my special attacks, not after his. At a certain point in the fight, it's also after his. I think that's phase 2. And then in phase 3, which we're going to get to, it's kind of like the Superior Kang fight in 7.4, where you don't want to alternate the acts of removal. You can't do heavy attack and then another heavy attack and expect to remove them. You need to do heavy attack into intercept, or intercept into punish as heavy. And it just becomes super frustrating, because with Wong, you're spamming special attacks all the time, right? So, eventually, he's just going to have so much protection, and it's going to be so difficult to keep removing them, because you want to keep throwing your special attacks. And it just sucks. So, I die once in this fight. I think it was only once. I still hate it. I think this is my least favorite fight in the entire run. I don't know. I hate everything about Hercules, so there's also that. So here in phase 2, you can see it's going to be after his special attacks as well, when he's going to gain protection. So we knock him down. It doesn't count because the special attack technically didn't finish yet. Then I intercept and it's gone. And then we go into phase 3 here, which starts at 40%. And then I just have to suffer, which is great. I love that. So here I'm going to use a heavy attack, knock him down. Then I do the intercept. Then I should have baited his heavy, and then countered it with the special 2. That would have removed 1. Didn't do that, but it's whatever. Heavy attack, remove. Intercept, remove. Bait heavy, he doesn't want to throw it. Bait heavy, there he throws it. Then I used SP2 like I was supposed to, and that removes it. Infuriate prevented a bunch of my burst damage. Great, love that. So then I intercept. That removes, so can't intercept next. We're going to do the heavy attack here, but the heavy attack technically triggered before his special attack ended, so it didn't count. And then we drop the SP3 here after his heavy attack, because that's going to count as removing the protection. He's going to get 1 back, of course, because he sucks. Then I'm going to heavy attack, it removes one. There's another one back. Then I get an intercept, removes one. Really, really great. We're vibing. Then, drop an SP2. It's not unblockable like I thought it was going to be. Drop in the block, waste it. So, cool. He gets protection. Then, he drops this into my block. I hate him for it. And now we cut to where I just can't even figure out how to remove spells anymore, and I'm like almost dead. So anyway, intercept apparently doesn't matter. I thought the last one I did with heavy attack, and then I just eat the heavy for some reason. So anyway, there was a lot of suffering before you see the point I just died. I just cut it all out because I didn't want to relive it. This fight just sucks. You're just gonna have to get through it if I'm being honest with you. Drop the SP2 here. His immortality is removed by Wong's Sig ability as well. Really, really cool. And then we move on to the next fight, which is this Captain America Sam Wilson, taking this with Vox, of course. We're going to start with the 6-star Vox, because I want to have a relic. Heal him up a bit there, and then we go in. And then, I have, like, nothing to say, I'm sorry. Got some ruptures on us. So, the way this fight works, I guess I should just say that. The way this fight works, he places ruptures on you when you hit his block. They don't really hurt that much, but what it does is it gives him sap charges. Sap charges once he reaches 25. If you don't know how Sam works, he's going to place a power drain on you. Vox is immune to power drain, doesn't matter. Also, by the way, you can use Wong for this fight. You don't have to use Vox. I just wanted to use Vox. Wong does this fight pretty perfectly fine, especially when you're dropping unblockable SP2s that Sam can't auto-block. And that's basically that. So, this fight is a lot more annoying than I was hoping for with Vox because of the indestructible. And when you're just using a DOT champ like Vox, it's just much more annoying. Drop the SP1 there. And then I dashed in immediately, hoping he wouldn't dash in, but he did. That's fine. Kind of have to expect that. So, degens are still ticking. They're still going to do a decent bit of damage, of course. Dex is special 1. And then I need to go for the special 2. I lost so much damage via the indestructible, man. It really feels bad when that happens. But I get the ruptures. I get the degens back as intensifies. Do another one there, and then he's into the second phase. Now he's not, because I threw the relic. You know how this works. In the second phase, I have to deal with rooted specials now, which is actually kind of good, because I want to trigger dex buffs with Vox. And there's not much to this. I think I'm going to die relatively soon, though. Probably just something stupid. 56 degens placed on the opponent, that's cool. Indestructible, that's not cool. That's the opposite of cool. Then we just keep hitting him, though. Every time we use the scythe, it's increasing the potency via Vox's Sig ability, which is cool. And then I'm going to... Why did I not drop the SP2 there? That was so stupid. So I lost them, and then I get caught on a dashback or something, and then I die. So, cut back. I revived the 6-star for the relic, of course. Even with the less challenger rating, I just think it's better. Play some ruptures on myself. It's also kind of whatever. But this guy dies here with this SP2, locking in those degens. And then Sam is down. And we only have 4 fights left, including Grandmaster. Next up is Dragon Man. This fight is so piss easy with Wong. No redundancy whatsoever. I probably could have tried Photon, and I kind of wish I tried Photon just for more fun and uniqueness. I didn't do that. It's whatever, who cares? So, anyway, Dragon Man here, we just hit him a lot. And then drop unblockable SP2s. They do a bunch of damage. They heal me back up. He's not even in the second phase of Necropolis charges yet. Every time he dashes forward, we're just triggering Mystic Dispersion and automatically nullifying it. I'm like, Barney, please throw the SP2. He throws it. And then I'm going to charge my heavy into the SP2. It's unblockable. Dashes in, immediately removes the indestructible. Super cool. Gets the ineptitude on me for regen. Not like I need regen anyway, because I have that in spades anyway. So, who cares? But charge heavy, knock him down, dash in, SP2, he's dead, full health, didn't even reach the second half of Necropolis charges yet. So, that's Dragon Man. Next up, we're fighting Captain America. This fight, he's gonna gain the indestructible that we can't actually nullify, because Wong's Sig doesn't hurt science champs. And then I eat an SP1 at the start, which is cool. Very cool indeed. And then I'm going to go for the SP2 here. Regen a good bit back, of course. The glancing does really suck for Wong in this fight, because it affects him a lot on the SP2. It means you're doing less energy damage. And then he places a concussion on me when he glances with 5 kinetic energy. And I didn't know that. I'm like, wait, why the concussion trigger? And then I eat an SP1 with the concussion on me. And then I die. Stupid me. Anyway, so that was a silly death, but we revive, and he's at 4%, and then, like, one more SP2, maybe 2 more is gonna kill him. So, who cares? It's fine. I don't really care about using items on this. The SP2 doesn't kill him. He glanced a lot of it. That's fine. He glanced that too. That's fine. He did not glance that, and then he dies with my medium attack. So, there we go. Down to 1 fight. This is the Nova one. Basically, in this fight, he's gonna gain Nova Force charges if you're next to him for 6 seconds at a time. Ideally, don't do that. Meaning, just back up, like once every 6 seconds. Here you can see he has 4 of them. And, yeah, that's not 5. Once he gets to 5, then he's gonna power burn you. Don't want that to happen, obviously. Annoying thing about this fight is just specifically in Nova's kit, because he reduces damage while the opponent is unblockable by 70%, I believe. So, if you charge your, or if you launch the SP2 after the unstoppable from your heavy attack, your SP2 is just going to hit a lot worse. So, next up we're at Grandmaster. Going into this I was pretty confident. I kind of enjoyed the fight at first. On the last times I did Necropolis, I thought it was a pretty good time. And basically, the way you want to do this is trigger his bands, of course. I like to do them in the order of knockdown, light attack or parry, and then finally dex. And that's just the order that like works well for me. Yeah, it's probably like the best way to do it, if I'm being honest. And then after you ban those, he's going to get to an SP1. And you just want to dex it, complete the challenges he gives you, and then he's going to be wounded. Just do some damage to him, which Wong is not doing a lot of damage right now. But, yeah, that hurt. Spamming heavies with Wong is not the easiest, I found out. So, light attacks there. Red light. Oh yeah, the red light. Don't hit him during that. In fact, don't do anything during that. He will hurt you. He will give you the red tokens, and you don't want the red tokens. So, yeah, he's gonna go do the red light when he says, like, green light, ... on the text, and then eventually it means he's gonna switch pretty soon. As you can see right here. Yeah, right there. So now he's red, I want to do absolutely nothing, wait it out, and then once it goes away, I can hit him again. And basically that's just the whole thing. I don't know why I'm just whiffing lights. I can use a medium attack. Oh yeah, I died because I like forgot I could use medium attacks. So that was dumb. I get Photon in, she moves him into the next phase, get him in the corner, I can just spam heavies a bit. I can keep spamming heavies, push him to 1 bar of power, and then bait the special, he throws the special, and then he's gonna start giving me challenges or something, and I want to complete the challenges. Unless he doesn't say Grandmaster says, which I think that's in Phase 2, I know it's in Phase 3, I believe it's also in Phase 2. I think he, like, didn't say Grandmaster says there or something. I think it's always Grandmaster says. If he doesn't say Grandmaster says, don't do the thing. It's literally the game of Simon Says. And then apparently I triggered a damaging effect there? I don't know. This fight sometimes is confusing. Anyway, here he says Grandmaster says gain a buff, so I'm gonna gain a buff like that. And then, he said perform an intercept, but not Grandmaster says, so I make sure I don't perform an intercept. Once I do all these, once I reach 5 challenges completed, he's gonna do a wounded, and that's really good, because then I can just wail on him with all my extra charges and stuff. Block, Dex, go in, and I'm going to save my relic for when he's wounded, because I want to pause the wounded phase that way. That's definitely going to help. And it would have helped a lot more if I had a relic on Wiccan. Definitely, because I could have used the extra wounded phase and the extra opening. So whiff an attack, do that real quick there, drop the relic immediately. The damage is capped at 125,000, so that's a little annoying, but I think it's enough to get him into the 3rd phase, if I remember correctly. And, yes it is, just barely. So that's cool. We only need to go through that phase, once, because Photon hits very hard. Now we're dealing with inverted controls, though, which is, less fun, because I'm decent versus inverted controls, but not great. Anyway, block, Dex, go in. He hasn't given me a challenge yet, but now he does. Grandmaster says knock me down. Luckily, I just changed the relic there anyway. So anyway, I'm doing pretty well. Take the hit, block the hit, and then I'm gonna go for an SP2 here. Just do that to waste some time, I should say, because I hate just idling around versus this guy. I think that's like the way this fight can get kind of difficult, because he's usually pretty aggressive, and then he does not back down very often. So anyway, 2 challenges completed. I need to get to 5. Dex the special 1 there. He says Dex, take the hit. So we go in, stand still. He did not say Grandmaster says, it looked like, so I'm gonna try to not stand still if I can help it. This one's kind of difficult. And then that was really, really fun, where I'm dashing in. He gets the bar of power as I'm dashing in, and immediately drops it. Because that's super cool. So now I go in with Wiccan, who is inverted controls immune, which means I'm gonna suffer the punishment of degenning. I hate that, but whatever. So I just need to complete 5 challenges, get him in the wounded phase. I'm gonna take the degen, so eventually I'm just not gonna be able to block anymore. But hopefully he's just wounded before that happens, right? So, anyway, we want to... Oh yeah, I thought I was inverted there. I had inverted brain on. So anyway, I revive, and then I'm gonna die. So I revive and I'm gonna die. And then after that, I revive and then I die. Then I revive and I die. And then I believe afterwards I revive and die. So next I revive and die. I think I revive and die? Yeah. So he threw the special 3 when he was out of special 2. That was pretty cool. So, then I revive and I die. No, I don't. Wait, what? Oh, I got him wounded. And I didn't have the relic to extend it, because I forgot the relic. And then I die. And then I revive and then I die. So, then I revive and then, we get him in wounded again. So now he's down to 4%, and then I die, and then I revive and I die, right here, and then I revive, and then I dash into the SP1, and then I die, and then I revive, and then we dex, we block, oh, no, I die, and then I need to perform well-timed blocks. I can't do that, and then I die. And then I get put in the corner, and then he won't throw the special 1, and I die. And then he's at 2% now. He's still not wounded yet. And then somehow I push him into phase 4 without the wounded, because I died that many times without getting without getting into phase 4 that I die. Anyway, then we drop the SP1, we remove the thing, and then I get hit and drop the SP2, that removes the other thing, and then I get to an SP3, and that removes the other thing, and then he's still alive after the SP3, but we hit him with a medium attack and he's dead. And I'm like, dude, finally that's over. The recording time of the Nova fight and the Cap Infinity War fight and the Grandmaster accumulated to 1 hour on its own. So I think the entire run took 3 hours. Grandmaster was like 40 minutes because of me dying so many times with Wiccan because I forgot the relic. Anyway, the challenge is over. I hope this video helped you out a bit. And yeah, I uploaded the rewards video already if you're interested in what I got from it. So you can see that. It was just a couple days ago right on my channel page. And that'll be it. See you in the next video.